So Instagram is one of my favorite social media platforms, with like the exception of YouTube and a couple of others, but I really like Instagram, going through, following a lot of street photography stuff and a lot of people that I look up to. One of the people that I've looked up to and that really helped me learn flash and everything is Zach Arias. And just about, about a week ago or so from making this video, he posted it's a simple photo. It's of 3 people in a subway car as he was commuting or traveling. And it's just them, just sitting down. They were all doing different things. And he said, give us your reaction to it, kind of caption this. And what's cool is you could see kind of 3 different individual people, 3 different stories there. And that's all you ever want to do with an image, be it something where you had to get an interesting angle to make it happen or something, or just a nice little candid like he took. Now, just to say, I did ask him for permission to use the 2 photos I'm going to show in this video, so thank you, Zach, for that. It really helps kind of prove an educational point. But that being said, so that's a simple photo. And then he followed up in an Instagram story where he cropped it. And he cropped it to only show 2 people, the male and the female in the middle, and to the right or left, however you're looking at it, to the right. And it told an entirely different theme, an entirely different story in my opinion, and he even noted that as well, as you'll see in his caption too. And the one thing I question is, have you ever went back and looked at your old work? Because if not, it might be worth doing so that way you can really change and tell a different story and just to look at things a little bit differently in your creative process. So I went back and just looked at a lot of the stuff that I captured, and I did notice that if you go back and kind of relook at your work, especially with people in it, environmentals, landscapes, and all that kind of stuff, really, you can do stuff with, but it's very difficult. But with people, if you look at things a certain way, if you crop things and maybe recolor, you could tell kind of a different story with a photo you already took. And I think that's a really cool thing. So I think that'd be a cool thing to just go back on, and just something I'd recommend is to look at older work and really kind of think, what story can you tell with something that you've already done? Now, the lesson you learned from this, besides looking back at your old work, is definitely composition. You can really change a scene just by cutting someone off, rethinking the way you want the shot. Street photography, candid stuff is very hard to do that because you always kind of want a little bit more information to be safe. But if you can really nail down your composition and tell the story that you want, you can get that there. Now, if Zach didn't do that, and I have zero problem with cropping, a lot of people that say, never crop, don't crop, are a little bit nutty to me because, yeah, it's right to get it in camera, but there is nothing wrong with cropping. But a lot of that gets overhyped and exaggerated in my opinion. That being said, you can do a lot with cropping and getting your composition right at the same time. But I just really wanted to open it up, and has this ever come across to you? I think this is a clear example of something that just a different eye, different point of view and everything will always work. I just thought this was a cool point. Thank you, Zach, for letting me use the images in here. And I just really want to say, have you ever looked back at your old work? I mean, now with new editing picture profiles and, in your Lightroom and Photoshops and everything, you can even go back and re-edit photos and they'll look even better with newer stuff nowadays as well. So just wanted to bring that up. I think it's a cool educational point and something that you can maybe go back, look at some of your work and be like, man, I really didn't see this before, but if I, crop this one thing out or crop it this one way, it can really work and look cool. I'd be interested to see if that 3 people to 2 people definitely made a difference, or maybe the 2 people, to me, they look like a couple instead of 3 individual, people or 2 different strangers. They look like that they were just, fighting or annoyed with each other. But let me know your impressions down in the comments below. Relook at your old work. Pretty cool. And I'm going to link Zach Arias down below. I mean, I know a lot of people follow him, and if you don't follow him, you really have to look into who Zach Arias is. But look at his links down in the pinned post below. Zach, amazing guy, very, very, very talented. A lot of great stuff on lighting. Go check him out as well.